All right, so after we finish the concept for dollar blocks, I want to give you guys some of the ideas about the market cycles first. There's going to be more slides about dollar blocks, how to really predict them. But let's get into the market cycle first before we get into that. So first of all, that average market cycle is anywhere between 3 to 4 months. There's going to be a timeline for that, which will be the point number 5. But normally, that what you will experience is anytime after you traded about 3 to 4 months with consistent plays, there is going to be a 3 to 4 month empty period. 3 to 4 month empty period is the longest market cycle that I personally have experienced in the last 7 years. But anywhere between 2 to 3 months, it's a hot market cycle. So once you finish a major play, a ticker that went up 2,000%, trades tons of volume, and after everything settles, stock drops all the way down. Then after that, you have to wait for another 2 to 3 months or 3 to 4 months longer for the market to pick back up again. So the first round of tickers normally push equity to the buyers. So what will happen is the buyers are eager to see a play, and the short sellers are also eager to see a play. So when they see a ticker that ran up 1,000%, the buyer's going to rush into it. And for the buyers that are not very experienced, since they haven't seen a ticker that's ran up for 2 to 3 months, they're normally sizing bigger than they think. And also the shorts also sizing bigger than they think. So when the two buyers and short sellers are both getting in really aggressively, typically shorts lose. So it will cause the stock to squeeze even more and pump the equity back to the buyers. And that's when the retail buyer starts to get a little bit of money. And when they want to repeat their first tryout or second tryout after the stock went up 200-300%, they get this habit of, they think, okay, the market is likely to keep repeating the same, I would say, behavior in the first 1 or 2 plays. But it turns out to be they ran into a resistance, they ran into a gap up short, they ran into a dollar block. So for that, they do not know those are bearish signs for the tickers. And when they push into their money into the next couple plays, then the ticker tends to go against them. So for the first couple plays is going to be really dangerous for short sellers, especially after you learn about short patterns and you can observe the market cycles. Then you want to avoid in the first couple round of tickers. I would say in the first 1 or 2, and after 3, I think the pattern starts to get normal. On the number 3 is market starts to fall into the normal zone after the first 2 or 3 tickers, and it get rid of all of the eager shorts and get rid of all of the eager buyers as well. Now, number 4 is typically this type of market cycle starts with a gap up short. They typically do not start with a bounce short because going into a massive resistance, and that is really bearish. Now, for the most market makers, they do know that, and they be observing the market as well. So they will choose something with no resistance to pump it up to attract more buyers and attract short sellers to get in. And normally it will cause massive short squeezes, and that's how the market tends to pick back up. And you can start get the rhythm of this cycle. It happens every single year, 3 to 4 times. And so number 5, I'm going to give you the time length. I've been tracking since 2015. The number 1 cycle, which is November to February, these type of cycles are the most active. I think it gets the most volume, is because we're in the holiday seasons. Everybody got that holiday money, and also they want to make money, and also before the tax year. There's a lot of aggressive pumping, and there's a lot of aggressive people going into a ticker back and forth. And also in January and February, it's also really hot as well. And after February, you run into March and June. This is the normal peaceful period that you don't really see much play going around, but I would say it's still active. So if I want to give a number for November to February, I would say it's a 10. March to June, I would say it's around 5 to 6. Now, June to September, this is where the market cycle gets really calm because it's the summer season and there's not many plays going around. So if I would give a number, it will be probably 2 to 4. It really depends on the overall year market condition. Then the last point will be September to November. This is where the stock tends to start picking up again. for a number, 6 to 7. And the best season to trade, it's between September to February. And between March to September, there's not much play going around. And I will say spend most of your time studying. And there's at least, I'll say 5 to 6 plays in a month compared to 15 plays in a month, sometimes even 30 plays in a month between November to February. So keep that in mind. Right here, I'm going to tell you how to really benefit from the market cycle. So number one is patience makes a big difference. And there is a very famous quote that patience is the key to winning the stock market. But a lot of people don't really know what's called patience. How do I really time the patience? Where do I have to be patient? Sometimes I don't have to be patient. So there's a lot of questions going around that. And I've explained to you that you want to be patient after a big play tends to settle and you don't see a play for 2 to 3 months. This is where you have to be patient. Once you see the 1 or 2 play tends to pop up on a gap up short without resistance, then this is where you want to hold your trigger and wait until all of the eager shorts get squeezed and all of the buyers pushing their equities, and avoiding the big short squeezes is the key to be profitable in the market cycle. So that's where you have to be patient. But whenever you see, during a normal market cycle, after the first 1 or 2 plays without resistance, and once the market flows into a normal zone, then this is where you do not want to be patient. You want to go aggressive, and go aggressive on the pushing percentages, and go aggressive depends on how much volume ratio you tend to get, which I explained in earlier slides. Number 2, pretty much the same thing. Whenever you don't get the potential play for a long time, over 2 months, the longer the time period, the more aggressive the spike will be. So if you don't see a ticker haven't been spiking over 100% in, I'll say 3 months, 4 months, then when it goes to 4 months, the first couple plays going to be very aggressive. They can go a couple thousand%. The highest I've seen is 10,000%. If you are shorting and you are getting caught in one of those tickers, then you could risk and blow up your account if you don't know how to manage your risk. And this is where shorts tends to get really aggressive. That's why tickers can go a couple thousand% in one day on gap up short without resistance. I would say if you really want to trade, you can size in very small, but I do not recommend sizing into the big volume days after a long period of boring season. And number 5 is whenever you see a big volume play that comes into the market, I would say don't really worry about it and don't feel FOMO, because the first couple plays that goes into a big volume, it always tends to bounce back. Always. There's probably 1 out of 100 samples that don't bounce back, but pretty much all of them bounces back if it trades big volume. Once they form its own resistance, then it's a great opportunity to short into the bounces. It's great. Then there's going to be a great winning percentages for shorting to resistance, and also a potential bounce short. And put into a simple phrase that if you don't see any play in the last 3 to 4 months, first 2 plays, get your popcorn and start watching the stock. Don't trade it.